welcome back to Nintagious. We're gonna start pivoting the Diablo Immortal gameplay into video format, because we did the two streams. One was, first of all, let's go ahead and teleport to Bilefen while I'm talking, because that's where our bounties are. We did the two streams. We did, it was a 6.5 hour stream and a 5.5 hour stream. And in the second stream, we hit the wall. If you're familiar with these types of games at all, you'll know that eventually you hit a point where it gets, like, a little grindy. They expect you to kind of just, hey, go do your, like, daily content to get to a stronger level, and then once you get to a stronger level, you can continue the campaign. And I kind of hit that point. Also, worth pointing out that the game was not running well in those stream episodes. I still maybe recommend watching them because I had a good time. I think I figured out that what the problem was is I still had my capture device on the entire time, and even when it's not capturing anything, that sucks up resources. OBS and capture equipment in general take up a lot of resources, even for like a pretty powerful computer. So I do have all the settings ramped up now. It still hitches every now and then, especially when I'm in that capital city, just because there's players everywhere, and I don't think the game is terribly well optimized. Most games I've played like this, where you can see players running around, tend to not be very well optimized, and it just lags because they have to constantly contact the server to find out what's this player's equipment so that we can load them properly. I really wish you could just turn them off. Dear developers, just make a single player mode, please. Like, I don't need to see all these players running around. Like 2% of the time I see a name and I'm like, that's a funny name, but it's usually just, man, I get rid of this lag. Anyway, I don't have new campaign content to do. I did do a little bit of campaign yesterday, I think. I tried to record an episode, but it was all lore. It was like a 30-minute lore episode, and then they hit me with a reach level 46, and I was like, okay. So I just deleted it. I was like, you don't need to see this. I think they were talking about PvP mechanics. I was actually pretty interested in what the lore was about, but I was like, no one's necessarily going to watch this. So what we're going to do, because I'm curious, is we are going to do our daily bounties. I want to see how long this takes. And I have a couple of ideas for how I could move this into video content. And that's one of them. I could just sit down and be like, hey, let's do my dailies. So I'm curious how long it's going to take. Otherwise, like, campaign stuff is a pretty obvious way to go about it. I also might make other characters, other classes, and try those out. Maybe pay a little bit more attention to the lore while I'm doing so. Ooh, monstrous essence. Ooh, we have a bestiary turn-in available. You'd love to see it. But for now, I want to do this and see how well it goes. And it's also worth pointing out, I would resurrect that player and be a hero, but he probably died because he's AFK, so he's not going to be able to accept the resurrection anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, in the first stream episode, we had a bit of a problem with the bounties, because I was trying to do one of the bounties, and, like, I needed to kill 50 spiders. And I found one spawn of 4 spiders that respawned every, like, 5 minutes. And I just had to kind of camp that, I guess. And it was terrible. It was really bad, and I was like, they need to fix this. Well, the good news is a couple of hours later, it was like the server reset, and there were suddenly enemies everywhere. So I think it was just glitched, and it worked itself out eventually. So this is a good showcase of what it looks like when you're actually doing bounties as, you know, as you should be doing them. Killed 46 fetishes. We need a couple more. See, they're spawning pretty fast now. There's a pretty decent number of players here, too, so It is hitching quite a bit, I'm not gonna lie, but it is performing significantly better than it was when I was streaming it, for sure. I also think that OBS just kind of, I think it might take more resources when you're streaming. I might be wrong on that, though. I would say not to quote me on that, because I might be completely wrong. But it seems to just run better when I'm recording it, if I'm being honest. Now, maybe part of that is I'm getting used to it. I don't think this game is terribly well optimized, though. I think that's mostly on their end. My computer's in pretty good shape. Now, one thing that's really unfortunate, and I might have to pause to fix this, is I do notice that sometimes it starts to hitch when you, like, pick up equipment. And you just kind of gotta reboot the game, and then it stops doing it. But it's, like, you know, that's a hassle that you don't necessarily want to have to do. Okay, that's all the way up there. Get this little motherfucker off of me, and then we'll zip out of here really quick. I can already feel it kind of hitching when I pick up equipment, though, which is, yeah, you hate to see it. I hope that they make some optimizations quickly, because, like, I'm having fun with the game. It's ultimately, at the end of the day, it's Diablo. It's a demon smashing good time. I'm having a good time with it. But it doesn't run very well, and on my computer it should, is what it comes down to. It should. Especially when it's a port of a mobile game. Like, it should just run better. Oh, fucking fear, dude. But I thought we would start with this for... Yeah, I'm dying. I thought we'd start with just doing bounties, just to see how long it takes. I'm curious. Mostly because if I... Due to the grindiness, it's not going to work out very well for streams. Because you're going to have... Ooh. Sweet, sweet legendary. Love to see it. And Mega Man X Dive had a similar problem, where I would kind of run out of stuff to do in a day. And then I would just be like, I guess I just gotta do, like, aimless grinding, which is boring to watch. And this game's kind of similar in that regard. And it's probably only gonna get worse as I get higher in level. I am curious, though, since you can have multiple characters, that maybe that will help alleviate it? Maybe, if it takes, say, 45 minutes to do all of my bounties, but I have 4 characters, you know, that adds up to 3 hours. You'd assume different characters would be on different, like, campaign steps, so if I don't have anything to do on this character, I could just be like, oh, well, my wizard has campaign stuff to do, and just go and do that instead. So having multiple characters might be very helpful for the stream side of things. And like I said, you can see there's, like, a fair number of people around, but, like... Okay, I'm suddenly not seeing any spawns, which is unfortunate. I was about to say, there's plenty of enemies, and then I walked to that half of the map, and there was nothing there. And I think that's because they're having me kill a certain type of enemy. I can't just kill anything. What just happened? I think I accidentally clicked on the menu. Come on, I only need one more, guys. Could you not? I'm dying. What the fuck? Get that shit out of here. And I am glad that I picked the Crusader. I'm having a lot of fun with this one. I think I regularly forget. It's kind of strange, because I've probably put in like 1,000 hours on Diablo 3 pretty easily. Let's go kill the undead. That's the wrong button. Oh, they're right over there. That's convenient. I've probably put in like 1,000 hours on Diablo 3 pretty easily, and there's probably still a lot of stuff in that game that I'm like, that I haven't seen. The first character I made when it came out was a witch doctor, and I had a lot of fun with the witch doctors. So a lot of my memory of that game is playing the Witch Doctor. But I also later made a wizard and made her, like, lightning themed. And I had a lot of fun with that as well, because I do love me some lightning spells. That was a lot of fun. So that's another one that I'm like, I remember that pretty vividly. I also made a Crusader, but, like, that doesn't, like, stick out at me as easily, so when I picked a Crusader in this was mostly because of the fact that I couldn't decide what I wanted to do as far as character customization went. Which I guess, if you guys watch the stream, you're gonna catch this in real time, but I'm assuming that maybe you found this episode first. I don't know how YouTube algorithm works, to be honest, so I don't know if it's gonna be more likely for people to find the content when it's in video format instead of stream archive format. I have no idea. Oh, I can't get credit for that. Fuck that. That's bad design. I don't know what they were thinking on that one. There's no reason to help people since... Oh, I don't get credit for that. But I was gonna do a wizard at first, and then I decided to change it because I decided I didn't know which one of my characters I wanted to use, and I decided I wanted to use Blair, and I thought, given her charge blade affinity in Monster Hunter, that I thought Crusader matched up pretty well. So I decided to do that. And I don't regret it. I'm having a lot of fun. Shit off of me. Yeah, you can already see, like, when I pick stuff up, the game's, like, freezing for a second. I think it might be auto-loot, to be honest. I don't remember that being a thing until I turned auto-loot on. Maybe it just wasn't as noticeable. Am I still, like, going here, or did I get enough of these? No, I still need a bunch. Okay. But I'm already looking at, like... No, I want to do the thing. I'm probably gonna, like, pause after I finish these bounties and reboot the game already. Which is unfortunate. I think this game is a great example of what I like to talk about, in that you're allowed to like bad games. And do I think this game is bad? It's one type of bad, I think. It doesn't seem very well made. I think there are two types of bad games. I think there's the games that aren't very well made, and then there's the types of games that were... The game designers clearly didn't know what the hell they were doing. They didn't know what type of game they were making. The gameplay can sometimes feel confused, like it doesn't know what type of game it wants to be. That's a completely different type of bad. There's bad design, and then there's bad... polish. Like, technically bad. This game's technically bad, I think. It's not well optimized. It's, if we do any campaign content, you're gonna see pretty quickly that, like, the campaigns are really, like... The cutscenes, rather, are very janky and just don't look that great. Let's warp down here real quick. But I'm having fun. And that's kind of my point here, is that you're allowed to have fun playing a bad game. Just don't confuse I'm having a good time for this game is great. Because there is a difference. And again, no shame at all in enjoying a bad game. I think a lot of people think they're only allowed to enjoy good games because they want people to, like... They want their opinion to be, like, approved. They're afraid of people being like, oh, you like that game? It's like whatever fucking game you want. Like, I don't know. Like, when I'm playing Sonic stuff, and someone says, like, oh, they like Sonic Heroes or Sonic 2006, I'm gonna be like, those games are ass, but, like, that's fine. You're allowed to like them. Like... I'm not gonna say you can't enjoy them, just don't try and act like it's a good game. That's all I ask. Saying like, oh man, I play that game all the time, it's like one of my favorite games, it's so good. It's like, no, it's not good. It's objectively a bad game. It's poorly made. In fact, pretty similar to this game, I think. Because this game's very poorly made, but it's like, the gameplay systems aren't terrible. And I think that's what... I think Sonic Adventure is a really good example of this, and this is a very hot take. I don't think Sonic Adventure is terribly well made, but it's a very imaginative and ambitious game. And I think that's what people like about it, and that's fair. Just don't be like, this game is so good, it's one of the best Sonic games ever made. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's pretty objectively poorly made, and it hasn't aged very well. Don't get it confused. On the other hand, just because it's janky, don't let that fool you into believing you're not allowed to like it, because you can. When the Mega Man X collections came out, what, like 2 years ago? I got those and played X7 for the first time. X7 is fucking ass, but I had fun playing it. Like, I had a good time. Would not say it was a good game by any stretch of the imagination, because it was not. But the two aren't mutually exclusive, is what it comes down to. And I think a lot of people think that it is. You're only allowed to like games that, like gaming society has deemed, yes, these games are good and likable. That's boring, though. That's just reading your opinions on Twitter. Or from a YouTuber, which I guess I'm a YouTuber, so, you know. You know what I mean, though. Own it, I guess is what I'm saying. But don't own it so hard that it makes it seem like you're trying to gaslight people into thinking the game's actually good. That's less fun. Like, just like it, but just acknowledge, like, yeah, it's not a good game. I like it, though. I would not hold it against anybody for being, like, for saying exactly that. And saying, man, like, yeah, it's not a good game, but I have fun. That's fine. That's fine and fair. Case in point, this game. Ultimately, if you were to come to a stream and say, I've never played a Diablo game before, this looks kind of cool, should I check it out? I'd probably say one thing, which would be, well, it's free to play, so you have nothing to lose. But aside from that, if you're willing to spend money, I would highly recommend you get Diablo 3 instead, because the game is just better made than this is. Which is sad, because the game's like 10 years old. But if you're willing to drop the money, if you're very confident that you're gonna like it, like, wait for a sale, and you could probably get it for like 20 fucking bucks. And Diablo 3 is a good game. I think. Some people would probably disagree with that, but... did I have anything else that I wanted to do while I was in town before I reboot the game, because it's already running like ass? Oh, 45, baby! Ooh, upgrades for, like, everything I use. You love to see it. I don't want to join a clan! Get fucked! I'm gonna join a clan just to leave it. You know that, right? Ooh, I got a fancy... That's just a normal crest. It looks green. You tricked me. How dare you? Bestiary. Let's turn the Bestiary in really quick. And I should also just, you know, check to see if I got any good equipment there. I did get a Legendary, so that's pretty sick. Should probably do something about that. It's a chest piece, I think? I don't have a Legendary in that slot yet. So that's pretty awesome. Tomb Roach. I don't get these because they have, like... They have, like, entries in the bestiary, but like you can't read the rest of it. I don't know how you're supposed to be able to actually read that. I don't know if that's just a glitch with the game or something. It is still an open beta, to be fair.
Let light be restored.
There's level up again? Holy shit. Well, I can campaign. That's cool. I got a lot of experience from that. That was like a full level. Holy hell. Didn't expect that. Okay. We have our dailies. Okay, let's take a look at equipment. Let's go identify first, and then we'll look at equipment. Smarter plan. We're not going to continue the campaign right now. This section of town is very fucky. Or fuggy, as I'm starting to like the idea of calling it, which is a combination of fucky and buggy. The shadows are clearly very fucked. And I think it's just because there's a lot of people in town. Again, dear developers, just let me turn the people off and just let me play it as a single player game. Like come on. I mean, I love this. What's it do? Shield charge also unleashes a shockwave at its destination, dealing 477 damage to all nearby enemies. Not using shield charge, but sounds like a decent reason to use it, if I'm being honest. We're gonna go ahead and slap it on regardless, because it's good, it's just a good piece of loot, really. Ooh, we got some goodies here. Got some better boots. You love to see it. Got some better belt. You also love to see this. Yup. Okay, I'm curious if I'm gonna lose this gem. I don't have another one. I did get a bunch of gems. I'm surprised the game isn't bitching at me to equip my gems. Did they fix that? Doesn't do that anymore? Alright, so we're gonna do that. Did I get that gem back? I did not. I think it's just, like, lost forever now. That sucks. I'm gonna stop socketing. I'm just gonna wait till I can upgrade them. Willpower. I forget what willpower fucking does, if I'm being honest. So I'm not that into this. I think we're gonna not. I think we can just go ahead and go burn everything. Thank you for giving me a charm that I can't use until I'm another 10 fucking levels. Also, from a streaming perspective, being able to see people's names is a nightmare. Because, like, I guess to a point, I don't know how YouTube feels about this. Oh. It's still in the item. Okay. That makes sense. I don't know how YouTube feels about this. I've heard that Twitch looks at, like, if you see a player with slurs in their name, or if they're on voice chat and they say stuff, but you're not doing it as the streamer, I guess you're not considered... You can't be considered accountable. They don't hold that against you. I don't know how YouTube feels about that, though. They might have a different stance. So, like I said, from a streaming perspective, being able to just see other players' input is a goddamn nightmare. And I would rather that you just didn't. Like, let me just turn them off, dude. Got a bunch of goodies here. Goodies, goodies, goodies. Love to see it. I still have to do the... How's my power level doing? I have to try to do the raid at some point. I tried to do it, and then I found out when it says that the recommended level is 420... That's the sex number. Go ahead, you can laugh. What it means is that the required power level number is that. I don't know why it says recommended, because it's 100% required. It told me, no, you can't do this because you're not high enough level. And I was like, then why didn't you say required? Ass. Okay, I still need like 20 power to be able to get there. So it's something. I probably am gonna pause the recording really quick and reboot the game because the picking up inventory shit was already causing a hitch. I'm actually gonna go in here and turn off auto loot. Let's test it a little bit and see if that alleviates it from happening. I don't know if I feel confident that it will, but, you know. And then where are we going? We're going to the Dark Wood. Alright, let's go ahead and teleport out there first. No, you don't understand. Bloop. Bloop. Where is... Is this the village, the town, I think? That'll be a safe spot to re-log in. And then, I'm probably not going to have time to do this tonight, because this is kind of the tail end of my recording session tonight. I already did I did like 5 episodes of Mini Motorways or something like that. It's 8:30 in the morning, so I should only be awake for about another hour or so. But the next episode will probably move forward with the campaign and see where that takes us. We're not done yet, don't get me wrong. I am going to pause the recording real briefly just to reboot the game really quick. Okay, did it work? I think it worked. Onward. All right, where are we going? Where are my quests? Give me my quests. You can unpin that. I don't particularly care. I think I did some of these yesterday. Oh, look at that, they're right there. How convenient. All right, toxic lurkers to collect paralytic venom. So, what was I talking about before that? I kind of don't remember. Yum, 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 yum. I guess I was just talking a lot about, like, the whole you're allowed to like bad games thing. We don't need to keep that conversation going, though. It's fine. I think, how far in are we? 20 minutes, I think? 27. So it'll probably, it might take, like, almost close to an hour to do all the bounties. That's not bad. I don't know how many bounties you can do a day. One day it let me do 12, but I think you're only supposed to be able to do 8, so I'm not really sure what the deal with that was. Maybe I had dailies from the day before that I still had to turn in or something like that. Maybe that's what triggered that. I think that bodes pretty well, though. That means if I have, like, let's say 3 characters that, he's ignoring me. You hate to see it. Excuse me. He just doesn't care, huh? Oh, nope, now he cares. Okay. See, if I have, like, even just 2 characters, I could probably fill a stream with that. And I would like to stream more of this. Although, I guess I don't know if I'm planning to at the moment. Just because...
Is glorious indeed.
I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. It might have been in that, like, 30-minute lore episode that I deleted. I feel like Diablo games have not done very well for when I've tried to stream them. So... part of me is like, nah, we'll just make this, it'll just be a video thing. When I feel like the streams of this didn't do terribly well. I've tried to stream Diablo 3 before, that did not go terribly well either. As in, like, there wasn't a very good turnout. I'm worried that the server might have, like, the enemy spawns might have glitched again. We're a little... we got some here, though. We're fine. Some more monster essence. Hey, we got enough. Okay, next. Ooh, we got an event somewhere? Wrong button, my bad. Oh yeah, just to kill 20 enemies? You can do that. Just get a free chunk of loot. You love to see it. See, it sucks having to pick everything up manually, but it's not hitching the way it was when I was doing, when I had auto loot on, so... Complete 3 side quests. You'll love to see it. Cha-ching. Find and kill the wood wraiths. Okay. Doesn't seem like we're really looking for a specific area there. But even Diablo 3 I'd love to stream more, honestly. Like, that's one of those games where, like... I'm not gonna say I'd always be down to play more of it, because I'm sure eventually I would get bored. But, like... This genre is very interesting to me. Once again, we're not gonna try to resurrect that guy, because he probably died because he's AFK. And he's not gonna be there to accept the resurrection, so what's the point? These games are very interesting to me because I'll get the itch and that's like the only thing I want to play for a while. And then after like a month, I'll be like, that's enough. Like the monotony sets in. No loot, huh? Okay. So, I probably couldn't just stream the game indefinitely, but on the other hand, if every couple months somebody was like, man, could you play some more Diablo 3? I love watching Diablo 3. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I can play some Diablo 3. Say no more. You ass. I was charging my thing. I am dying.
Return.
Why do my attacks keep not working? What's up with that? That's a new one. Pick up the goodies. Hey, maybe we'll do some rifts, too. I don't know. By the time we finish our bounties, this will probably be going on, like, 50 minutes, so... that might be all we do. And I should probably let my crests stack up for a little bit before I do more rifts. I don't really know... what is going on with my attacks against these guys? It's very strange. Okay, that's all we needed. No, you don't understand. Fine. I guess all experience is good experience. And hey, look, monster essence. It wasn't a total waste. Okay, where are we going? All the way down there. Okie dokie. And on that note... I mean, this is... I don't think I'm going to go crazy recording this. I don't think... there's not going to be, like, 30 episodes in a row of me just doing dailies. Let's put it that way. I might do it on occasion, but I'm probably not going to, like, spam the shit out of it. So, what I would say is... if you're enjoying watching these, feel free to let me know, like, which characters you want to see me try out next. Because I haven't made a second character yet. I will probably do so eventually, and maybe record, like, going through the campaign with it. Maybe once the game's performance is, like, a little bit better. And I haven't decided on which one I want to do yet, so... if anyone's, like, a pogged-up Diablo fan, and you want to play the wizard, like, okay. Let me know. Leave a comment. Come to streams. And if you don't know anything about this game, it's the classes from Diablo 3 except for the Witch Doctor, for who knows why. That's including, obviously, the Crusader and the Necromancer. Maybe they thought the Necromancer and Witch Doctor would be too similar. Which seems silly to me, to be honest. Just don't make the Witch Doctor focused on summons. That's probably what I would have done to fix that little issue. Maybe the Necromancer's not focused on summons. I don't know. I haven't played him yet. I do know that there's only 5 character slots, so one class inevitably will never get tried out. Unless I go to another server, I guess. I don't know how that works in this game. It's only been out for like 4 days, okay? And if I had to guess, I would say the classes that are unlikely for me to try out, unless people are like, hey, you should really play this one, is probably the Monk and the Demon Hunter. I think those are the ones I don't particularly care for. I think Barbarians are always a good time. I had a Barbarian a while in Diablo 3 that I had a lot of fun with. Her name was Pepperoni. So that was a good time. I'd be down for making one of those. I definitely want to make a wizard at some point. And I think I really want to make a necromancer at some point, too. It's the Monk and the Demon Hunter that I'm kind of like, I don't know. That'll come down to, at the last minute, like, okay, what do I want my last character slot to be, probably? It is starting to hitch a little bit when I pick up loot again. It's very strange that that wasn't a problem the first night I played the game. Or at least, I didn't notice it. Maybe the game was running so poorly that I just didn't notice that that was a thing. That's like a major problem that they need to get fixed, like, sooner rather than later. I do know, like, when it comes to Blizzard stuff, they usually patch pretty frequently for stuff like that, especially during betas. So, and that's another thing, I might wait until there have been, like, at least a patch before I record another episode. I don't know, maybe not, because I have more campaign content to go through right now, so I might make an exception and be like, tomorrow, be like, hey, let's do another episode. How are we doing here, by the way? I completed, like, a side mission while we were here. Or an event, or whatever you want to call it. So that's fun. No, you don't understand. I didn't mean to do that. 3 more. Okay. No problem. Realistically, I think after I figured out, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have my capture card running, I could probably still leave the game on slightly lower settings to get better performance. And I should probably think about doing that. It's running... This is running better than it was running on low settings on stream. Let me put it that way. That's how bad it was running at that point in time. So this is already an improvement, but I still wouldn't say it's running well. Get... Jerks. Ooh, West March. That's all our bounties. That was actually only about 40 minutes. Didn't I say it took about 20 minutes for the first 4? So I guess that sounds about right. I think like a 45-minute episode is totally fine. Let's say I'm fairly satisfied with that. I think 30 would be too little, and I think an hour is like kind of okay. But if it goes up to like an hour and a half, it's probably a little too long. Unless it's campaign focused, then it's maybe fine. God, clicking on loot to pick it up on phone is probably the worst thing. Alright, so those are all of our bounties. I do not know why it allowed me to do 12 on that one day. I'm guessing it's because I had bounties from the day before, like when the day reset, and it just, like, it didn't want to, like, take 4 of my slots away. Does that make sense? Got another piece of, shoulders. Nothing to complain about there. Got a new amulet. Nothing to complain about there. I think strength is probably better than willpower. I forget what willpower does. I keep wanting to think it's health, but I know that's just from playing Avengers. Oh, right, increases potency, and I don't know what the fuck that does. I think potency is like debuff duration. Yeah, I don't really have debuffs, so that's not terribly useful. Resistance is probably okay. Okay, we got a couple upgrades tonight. Can't complain about that. Oh my god, it is just hitching like crazy. Just like work with me here. We're almost done. I'll probably continue to play a little bit more, to be honest, to try and finish like daily activity rewards. That's another thing. On the first day, it let me do this twice. I don't know what that was about. Again, maybe it was because I already had one from the day before to turn in, and they didn't want to like rob me of those. In which case, most mobile games would tell you, get fucked. Too bad. So, you know.
What do you need, friend?
Need you to burn everything. Love it.
I hope that can help.
I'm sure it will eventually. Should probably save for some upgrades here soonish. I also have to upgrade these more. Well, just these, because these are blues. They can't be upgraded yet. I think I need... Let me double check on this.
What do you need, friend?
Great. I need these, which I think I can get from doing rifts. I think those are challenge
safe,
rifts,
all
though. Scuba Steve. See, every now and then there's a name where I'm like, that's pretty funny. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't care. 398. So again, I need to get to 420. Ha 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 ha. To be able to do the raid. So I don't particularly have anything else to do at the moment. Like I said, I'm probably gonna keep playing, but it's gonna get grindy at this point. I'm probably just gonna look at the codex and be like, just at least try to finish this. I could probably just do a couple of Elder Rifts and get that done pretty easily. You can change. I guess the featured one gives you double points. You can change the featured one to anyone you want, which is kind of interesting. I think that makes sense for me though. I think I'd rather do that than go out and do some random dungeon that I've already done. So I'll probably do that. This is the raid. I'll probably join a clan off stream and then immediately leave just to get that done. So yeah, I think that'll be it for now though. It's like I said, those were the bounties. That took about 45 minutes. About 40. I don't know if I'll do a lot of episodes like this, but I did want to just kind of get my feet wet. I just wanted to record an episode, see how long it would take to do the bounties. And I guess mileage will vary, because if there's enough players around, it might take a little bit longer to do them all. I'll probably... Next episode will probably be I'll move ahead with the campaign. And we'll do a little bit of, like, lore stuff. And, like I said, at some point I might make another character and just be like, hey, this is our necromancer arc or whatever. We're just gonna next like 6 episodes are just gonna be like making a necromancer. I think honestly, and I'm making assumptions here, this is based on Diablo 3 knowledge, I'm probably gonna wait until I get this character to max level and unlock paragons. Because in Diablo 3, paragons were basically like your post-game scaling, and that applies to your entire account. So I kind of want to see how it's handled in this game before I make other characters. I just realized you can't see my cursor. You should be able to. That's very strange. I'm going to have to fix that at some point. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you were assuming I was playing with a gamepad anyway. I am not. I'm playing with a mouse. Maybe I should try playing with a gamepad at some point. I don't know. Anyway, that'll be it for now. I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you for watching. I'm sure I'm going to make more content about this game because I'm having fun playing it. I don't think it's super compatible with streaming for multiple reasons. Therefore, video playthrough. And so here we are. But if you want some big chunks of like uncut content of just like first impressions of the game. I will warn you, due to the game not performing very well, I was pretty negative at first because the game is it's chunky. I kept calling it chunky. It's just not very well optimized on PC yet. I'd be curious to know if mobile is better. I was gonna play it on my phone, but Blizzard games on mobile tend to be like, hey, you can just devote your entire storage to this, right? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Not to just try it out. I'm not that interested. I'm rambling again. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed yourself, don't forget to hit the like button. It lets me know that I should continue making this content. I'll probably be putting... I kind of just finished up the Mini Motorways playthrough tonight, or at least hit the milestone I wanted to hit before I laid off and did some other things. So I'm probably going to be putting a lot of time into this one for now. And we'll see how it goes. Like I said, if you want to see certain classes in play, I guess, feel free to throw them out there. I've not decided which one I'm going to do next. I'm not in a rush to do it, but if people want to see a certain one, I'd be down to, as long as it's not Monk or Demon. And even then, if people really want to see it, I'd probably still do it. So feel free to throw it out there. Otherwise, thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.